I'm Balamurli GS, and I recently had the opportunity to deliver Ecology and Biodiversity for the first year students. It was a field course where we took the students out to nature. This course was designed for the students to understand how biological systems are interconnected and interdependent. So my philosophy of teaching centers around fostering curiosity in students by providing them a holistic view of the subject being taught. Fortunately, in Atria University, we believe in the same. I believe that when students start exploring nature, they start to see how species, biodiversity, and environment all are interdependent and how they work together. And the idea of biodiversity is no longer an abstract to them. It is something they can connect with, question, and understand.
Hi, I'm Muiz, a first year student here at Atria University, and I'd like to share my experience of the recent Western Ghats field trip that I had for Ecology and Biodiversity sprint, for which we went to Coorg. It was an experience to remember for a long time. We learned quite a lot about many different things, especially the flora and fauna we could find in the Western Ghats region. But what intrigued me most was the birds that we watched, the birds watching sessions that we had. It was something I will take with me forever. The different bird encounters we had, it was just a mesmerizing experience for me. Especially a few birds I'd like to name are the brown shrike, with which I had a very close interaction during the sessions, and a few other birds are oriental magpie robin, greenish warbler, white-cheeked barbet, stroke-billed kingfisher, and southern cowclill.
Hi, I'm Meghna. We explored different types of sampling methods, which is quadratic sampling, line sampling, and a belt sampling. So during a quadratic sampling, we basically measured in a square total number of plants in it. We used GPS method to measure the exact location of the trees by their coordinates. Overall, it was a mix of practical learning and technical applications.
Hi everyone, I'm Mohit, and at the Ecology and Biodiversity trip, I had learned how to calculate the amount of oxygen per leaf. So we basically had to take a fresh leaf and take a graph sheet and trace the leaf on the graph sheet and calculate the amount of squares, and then we could find out the area of the leaf, which in turn led to the finding of the amount of oxygen per leaf, which can be multiplied and again found out how much oxygen is produced by an entire tree. So this was a very fascinating thing which we had done there. According to it, I learned that about 100 to 500 kgs of oxygen is produced per year. Quite an interesting fact to know. This had me more interested in life science, and I got more curious about how things work out there in the nature.
Whether they go on to study biology or not, I believe that undergrads should all have a field course in biodiversity and ecology. This way, we can instill a sense of stewardship for our natural world, and they begin to truly understand why it is important to preserve our biodiversity and their place in the bigger picture.